order. We have the invocation by Mr. Bill Johnson. Would you please stand, please?
Lord, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. Thank you, Lord. Bless you for life. We thank you for this great Cherokee nation. We just ask you to be with us tonight, Lord, as we sit here in this chamber, that the Holy Spirit will dwell in our hearts. We might do your will, and to the glory of your kingdom, and for the Cherokee people. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
We will proceed to the roll call vote. Here.
John Baker.
Here.
Audrey Klein. Here. Kara Fallon. Here. Joe Freeman.
Here.
Mary Spradley. Here. John Garvin.
Here.
Charles Hopkins.
Here.
William Johnson.
Here.
John King.
I'm going to need.
Linda O'Leary. Here. Joshua Martin.
On.
Nobody Shophouse. David Gordon.
Present.
Bill George. Here.
We have a quorum. First item on the agenda is new business.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to include 11 items. Everybody has it before them. Do I need to read them? I'll put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. It's been seconded. Roll call vote. All those in favor? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passed. First one, confirmation of rules. Committee member presented by Ms. Fraser.
Mr. President, this is a request to confirm the addition of Melvina Shophouse to the Rules Committee. I put that in the form of a motion.
Motion is made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Resolution passed. Congratulations, Melvina. Second item, confirmation of 5 tribes intertribal council. Bill Langland, Don Meredith. Don Meredith. I'm thinking of football. Sequoia's playing a game tonight. Don Garvin, Meredith Fraley, Chuck Hoskins. Is there a presenter for this? Motion made, seconded. All those opposed? No? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Roberts.
disappointed business clearing up. This needs to be recorded as a reconvened session of the council meeting rather than a council meeting which was first stated.
Okay.
This is a reconvened meeting.
Thank you, sir. Order of this. Thank you, Dean. A resolution to appoint the tribal delegates and alternates to the National Congress of American Indians. Ms. Fraley.
Mr. President, under this resolution, the council members have a list of individuals that were recommended to be appointed to the tribal delegates and alternates to the National Congress of American Indians, and also to approve the membership fee for the year 2003-04 in the amount of $5,000. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion's been made. Second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Fourth item, a resolution authorizing health services to submit a grant of application to the Indian Health Services for tribal management grants. Mr. Crittenden.
Yes, Mr. President. This grant application for the Indian Health Service is a charge master system in the rural health clinics. It's a no cash match or in-kind required. It's something that they say they need to track certain data, and I would like to put that in the form of a motion.
Motion made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Next is a legislative act relating to the adoption of a Uniform Arbitration Act. Ms. Fraley.
Mr. President, in today's business world and modern economic life, as you know, the litigation is not an efficient means of settling disputes. Therefore, through the hard work of the legal department here at Cherokee Nation, they have put forth for our consideration and adoption the Uniform Arbitration Act. And we have a copy of that before us here. And I'd like to put in the form of a motion that we adopt the that we adopt this Arbitration Act before us.
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded. Is there any discussion or questions? Okay, this will be called a roll call vote.
Bill England? Bill John Baker? Barbara Connor? Yes. Kara Collins? Yes. Joe Quinton?
Yes.
Mary Fraley?
Yes.
Don Garvin?
Yes.
Charles Thompson?
Yes.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Yes. Jacob Bob Martin?
Yes.
Novak Shophouse? Yes. David Gordon?
Yes.
Phil Shargi? Yes.
Motion's been made, seconded, and approved. Now we move on to item 6, a legislative act relating to the adopting of a Uniform Commercial Code. Ms. Fraley.
Mr. President, the foundation of business and economic development in today's world is a safe and predictable environment in which to conduct business and in order to expand the business of the Cherokee Nation. And a mechanism to help ensure that environment is the Uniform Commercial Code. Our legal department here has put forth for our consideration a Uniform Commercial Code. And there has been concern that the UCC may diminish tribal sovereignty. Well, this can only happen when the council agrees to waive that sovereign immunity. Actually, this is more of an assertion of our tribal sovereignty. And therefore, I put in the form of a motion that we adopt this Uniform Commercial Code.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill England? Bill John Baker?
Yes.
Barbara Connor? Yes. Kara Collins? Yes. Joe Quinton?
Yes.
Mary Fraley?
Yes.
Don Garvin?
Yes.
Charles Thompson?
Yes.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Yes. Jacob Bob Martin?
Yes.
Novak Shophouse? Yes. David Gordon?
Yes.
Phil Shargi? Yes.
Unanimous vote. The motion is made, seconded, and passed. Item 7 is a resolution approving entering an agreement with Bank of America. Ms. Fraley, please.
Mr. President, this agreement authorizes the principal chief of the Cherokee Nation to execute an agreement which has been held confidential. And in this agreement, there is a limited waiver of sovereign immunity, and which has been put forth for our consideration. And I put that in the form of a motion that we approve this resolution.
Motion's been made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Item 8, a resolution supplementing resolution number 47-2 2003, authorizing certain lending transactions involving Cherokee Nation Enterprises. Ms. Fraley.
Thank you. We have before us here a final loan agreement between Cherokee Nation Enterprises and the Bank of America. This final agreement is changing the maximum loan amount from $30 million to $40 million. And under this resolution, we're asking approval of this final version of the loan agreement. And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Item 9.
Yes. Item 9 is the legislative act amending legislative act number 15-03, the Corporal Society Subsidy and Declaring Emergency, and that is extending the time that they are to add to the emergency party operation and continue to March the 31st of 04. And we're asking that this act is asking that pursuant to the extension of time related to the divestiture of the party operation, an independent review shall be performed by an independent certified public accountant to the operations, inventories, and financial statements of the Cherokee Nation Historical Society. Is that in the form of a motion?
Second. Motion is made, seconded.
Any questions or discussion? This is a legislative act that will require a roll call vote.
Bill England,
Yes.
Bill John Baker,
Yes.
Alma Conner. Yes. Carol Allen,
Yes.
Bill Quinton,
Yes.
Meredith Fraley. Yes. John Garvin,
Yes.
Charles Austin,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
John Keener,
Yes.
Linda O'Leary,
Yes.
Jacob Bob Martin,
Yes.
Elvira Shopper, David Thornton,
Yes.
Bill George. Yes.
The vote was unanimous. Motion is carried. Item number 10, a legislative act amending legislative act 33-2, authorizing comprehensive budget for fiscal year 2003 and declaring an emergency. Ms. O'Leary.
Yes. This is March 12th, and the purpose of this amendment is to authorize and approve the use of funds subject to the availability of such funds in accordance with Section 4, changing the amount of certain cost centers approved in the comprehensive budget act for fiscal year 2003, the subsequent amendment. And it explains the cumulative total of the budget is decreased by $100,000 for a total budget authority of $3.37 million. The following items are identified as designated general fund sources and with explanation as to the appropriate use thereof. Take this forward to the motion.
Motion's been made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill England,
Yes.
Bill John Baker,
Yes.
Alma Conner. Yes. Carol Allen,
Yes.
Bill Quinton,
Yes.
Meredith Fraley.
Yes.
John Garvin,
Yes.
Charles Austin,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
John Keener,
Yes.
Linda O'Leary,
Yes.
Jacob Bob Martin,
Yes.
Elvira Shopper. Yes. David Thornton,
Yes.
Bill George.
Yes.
Vote was unanimous. Motion is carried. Item 11, a legislative act amending number 30-89, the Cherokee Nation Tribal Gaming Act, as amended by LA 1-94 LA. Ms. Fraley.
The purpose of this legislative act, Mr. President, is to amend our gaming act to permit only those forms of Class 3 gaming for which we have a compact with the state of Oklahoma or which the state of Oklahoma authorizes by legislative enactment. Without this, our act as it presently reads would not authorize the compact without this amendment. I put that in the form of a motion that we approve this act.
Second.
Motion is made, seconded. It requires a roll call vote, please.
Bill England,
Yes.
Bill John Baker,
Yes.
Alma Conner. Yes. Carol Allen,
Yes.
Joe Quinton,
Yes.
Meredith Fraley,
Yes.
John Garber,
Yes.
Charles Hopkins,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
John Keener,
Yes.
Wendell Leary,
Yes.
Jacob Martin,
Yes.
Levon Shoptown,
Yes.
David Gordon,
Yes.
Bill Sharkey,
Yes.
The vote was unanimous. Motion is carried. Any announcements?
Obviously, we're announced the next meeting date of October 13th, but we really have one 5 weeks ago. And so our real next meeting is Friday.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Motion is made, seconded to adjourn the meeting. We're adjourned. Now,
Aye.
all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, no? We're adjourned. Period.
Yeah, we have to.
Call this meeting to order. At a special council meeting called last week. Yes, for the record, have a roll call to establish quorum. We have roll call.
Bill England,
Here.
Bill John Baker,
Here.
Barbara Connor, here, Sheriff Allen, here, Joe Quinton,
Here.
Meredith Fraley, here, John Garvin,
Here.
Charles Hopkins,
Here.
William Johnson,
Here.
John Keener,
Here.
Wendell Leary, Jacob Martin,
Honor.
Levon Shoptown, David Gordon,
Present.
Bill Sharkey, here, Fishing
First item on the agenda is new business consideration for fiscal year 2004 comprehensive annual budget. And any actions necessary for approval.
Yes, this is an act authorizing and approving the fiscal year 2004 budget and declaring an emergency, be it enacted by the Council of the Cherokee Nation. Put this forth in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill England,
Yes.
Bill John Baker,
Yes.
Barbara Connor, Sheriff Allen,
Yes.
Joe Quinton,
Yes.
Meredith Fraley, yes, John Garvin,
Yes.
Charles Hopkins,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
John Keener,
Yes.
Wendell Leary,
Yes.
Jacob Martin,
Yes.
Levon Shoptown,
Yes.
David Gordon,
Yes.
Bill Sharkey,
Yes.
The vote was unanimous. The motion carried. We have a budget.
Well, I was counting on the budget, and I thought, wow, this is going to be the first time we have a unanimous budget until my cohort from Sequoia County has it. I just want to bring a couple of things to your attention, and one of the things we'd like to do this evening is ask Jim Wilcoxon to brief you on the possible cigarette tax compact. You may have saw in the paper today and yesterday that the Choctaws and Chickasaws getting into a compact with the state. We'd just like to brief you as to where we are in that process. And a more somber note, I'd ask for you to keep in your thoughts and prayers the family of Conrad Holmes. Some of you had the opportunity to attend yesterday his graduation ceremony. A courageous young man who found that he had cancer 2 years ago, fought it back into remission on 2 occasions, and now they believe that the 3rd time it will lead to his demise. But the student body and the faculty and many of our staff went to his graduation yesterday. It was quite an extraordinary moment because when you go to high school, you really go to get an education. And I think it was overwhelming consensus that Conrad Holmes taught us a lot more than we could ever teach him. And so our students and all of us that participated learned a very valuable lesson that we'll take with us for many, many years to come. I'd like to brief you on my schedule this next week. I had the opportunity to appear at a banquet Friday night as a guest of Gail Ross, who's a storyteller who will be performing for President Bush and Laura Bush for a book initiative that she has. It'll be a banquet at the Kennedy Center, and then the following morning we're invited to a breakfast at the White House. Early next week we'll attend for a couple of days the Fall Festival in Cherokee, North Carolina. I understand many of you will be going to, also in conjunction with the Trail of Tears. Then, of course, next Thursday and Friday, we'll have the 5 Tribes quarterly meeting that the Cherokee Nation is hosting in the scope. So at this time, with the pleasure of the council, I invite Jim to come up and we could brief you on where the tax compact is and some of the considerations. Yes.
What kind of customer sitting down here? Is that, I'm not sure. We're all right.
Thank you very much, and good evening, and I appreciate the opportunity to come. Kind of brings back a lot of old memories of the second half of the 80s and the 90s when I was here on, was it the second Saturday of every, or first of every month for a Saturday morning council meeting. But it's good to be here, and it's way overdue. I need to be over in the Cherokee Nation more often. I'm going to try to go over with you the major aspects of the compact that's shaping up to be the compact, which is pretty much what the governor's office is going to want us to sign. And I think and hope that I can tell you that it's a livable compact. And want to remind you that it's not perfect. There's no way that it's perfect, and there are flaws, and there were flaws in the one that we've just had for 10 years, but we did do some good things with that compact, and it has allowed the shops to remain open, and the Cherokee Nation has made a considerable amount of taxes, as well as the state of Oklahoma, and we've all stayed out of litigation, and so it's been a positive thing. I know that when we negotiated that first compact in '91, that there were a lot of people that were very much concerned about that compact, and whether or not that compact would work. And there were 4 tribes involved in that original negotiation, and when they signed, they got a certain amount of heat from Oklahoma's other tribes for doing that. But as the months and years came and went, virtually all of those tribes signed the same compact. And we all stayed out of court. We all avoided all the protracted litigation and confusion. We gave certainty to a very difficult and uncertain area of the law. And there was profitability to run the good concerns of the Cherokee Nation, and we shared in those profits with the state of Oklahoma. So in the end, I was proud of that compact. I was proud to be part of the negotiating team that did that. And I'm here to tell you that the new compact, that it has been, my understanding, it has been signed by the Choctaws and Chickasaws, and there are other tribes either signing now or on the threshold of signing any moment, is in ways like and in ways not like the compact that we've just had for the last 10 years. The underlying structure of that compact is identical to the compact that we had for the last 10 years. That being that a payment is made by the compacting tribe, which equals 25% of the Oklahoma tobacco excise tax, which presently is something like $2.38 a carton. So for the last 10 years, we've paid 57 cents, which is about 25% of that, to the state, in exchange for which we have had the right, without the fear of litigation, without the fear of individuals being arrested and harassed, to sell to a customer base which is not just tribal members, which is all we have the legal right without a compact to do, is to sell to our own tribal members. We've had the right over the years to sell to everybody without keeping ridiculously detailed records of whether this customer is a tribal member or that customer is not a tribal member, in exchange for giving up 25% of the tax base, which is Oklahoma's tax base, to Oklahoma, and keeping 75% of that. Well, we didn't keep it. The tribe has its own 50 cents a carton tax, but that leaves, when you add the 57 to the 50, that's about $1.07, and you take away, you stack that up against the full $2.38 that everybody else pays. And when I say everybody else, I mean the Quick Trips and the grocery stores and all of that. You've got a built-in advantage of about $1.30 to $1.40 a carton. That is the advantage that we built into the original compact, and that's the advantage which has afforded our shops to stay open. That is the advantage which has created this business, which without it, I do not believe that it would operate. I believe that we would have significant problems, because we had significant problems 10 years ago. We had litigation, and when we went to the United States Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court said all we had to do, all we had the right to do, was to sell to our own members, and that we had an obligation. Even though the enforceability was in question, we had an obligation to collect tax on all sales to non-members. Well, I think that the deal was a pretty good deal 10 years ago, and that deal stays in place. If this new compact is signed, that underlying deal stays there. The new part is that we would agree that if and when, and I say if and when because what this Oklahoma State Legislature does, and they don't even get back together until next February, I cannot tell you what they will do. But if and when the belief is that they will pass some substantial new tax, whether it's $1 or $2, somewhere in that range, on tobacco. That new tax would be stacked on top of the structure that's already there. The built-in old agreement underlying that does not change. that cushion of $1.20 to $1.30 to $1.40 a carton stays in place. Whether the Oklahoma legislature stacks on top 50 cents or $1 or $1.50, that lower tier stays in place. With regard to the new tax that the legislature might pass, if any, we would agree that the state collects it. Well, in reality, it's a formality. It's really collected by wholesalers that are licensed to do business in the state of Oklahoma. They collect all of this. Oklahoma will remit back to us on a quarterly basis half of that new additional amount to the Cherokee Nation in exchange for entering into this compact. Now, there are some concerns about what neighboring states might do. Some of that's been answered just recently. Our concern was primarily Kansas has a huge tax already, so Kansas is not a problem. Missouri is largely blocked by the 7 tribes up in the corner of the state. And Arkansas is. Arkansas is right on our east flank there, but Arkansas has a new tax now. It's almost $6 a carton, so that's kind of gone by the boards. That whole idea of a buffer zone, it's in there, but I don't know of its importance at this moment with that happening. There is a provision for a 10-mile buffer zone that would help those shops that might be within 10 miles of a tribal-to-tribal border regarding if the neighboring tribe has a compact that's under the old terms and this legislature acts and passes a new heavy tax and they don't have to pay it till their compact expires, well, those neighboring shops would be given the relief under they would stay varying degrees of effect on varying degrees of shops, and I don't know exactly how it'll play out, but I do think I don't think that we're going to be able to get anything different. I don't think that we're going to be able to get anything better. And then the bottom line is that we're either in the ranks of the compacting tribes who are doing the thing that is socially responsible and the right thing to do, or we're in the ranks of the non-compacting tribes, which I think is you're out on your own. You might pull it off and you might not. But you almost certainly will be down at the courthouse. And I'll try to answer your questions. I probably haven't done a very good job of seeing what this is about. That's kind of it. And it sure is good to be here.
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Wilcoxon. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. And I didn't come to ask for any resolutions or votes of approval or anything. I just want to tell you about it. That's all. Thanks a lot.
Any more announcements? Before we adjourn, I want to thank the council for all their good work passing the budget. You've done a good job.
Since Mary Ellen had left the room, I guess the Kenichi Festival is in a couple of weeks before we reconvene for another council meeting, so extend that invitation to come to that in a few weekends. Like, what would that, October 11th and 12th, that Friday and Saturday? So.
Okay, the next council meeting is October the 13th. Sequoia ninth grade is playing tonight too. October 13th, next council meeting, 6 o'clock.
Move to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned, I hope.
Aye.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no? I'm ready to get out and go to the gate. Thank you. Yeah.